Hi guys, this is day number 74 of my 365 live stream challenge, and today I want to talk a bit about cheap clients. I call them cheapo. Why I want to talk to why I have taken this as a topic for this live stream is because I had a sales call. Fortunately, these days we don't have that many sales calls with the new potential clients that are looking for the cheapest solution. But today I was not that lucky. We made a poor qualification. Usually we don't have this these days because we work mainly with business owners that have multiple streams of income and they are looking for proper quality and deadline, and the budget is not at the top of their priority at the end. It's important and they want to calculate it up front, but it's not, they are not looking for the cheapest option. And you know, the answer to this, just let me start with this. Why I started my live stream with this thing. Do you know what's this? It's like a converter for my MacBook 13-inch. It just has one Type-C port, and without this thing I cannot connect anything. And you know how much does it cost? Around just $50. Do you think I can buy it for $1? Of course not. Why do you think so? It doesn't make sense, of course, right? It doesn't make sense because you know that we have this thing involved, this metal part here, the cable, a lot of different stuff. We have people screwing, we have so many different ports over here. It cannot cost $1. Then we have delivery, and you would agree here without any problems. You will not try to negotiate the price lower than $20 probably, because $1 doesn't make any sense here. And the same goes about building a house. You know that for $5,000 or $10,000, it's not possible to build a house these days. Maybe it was possible in 50s in the US, but now it's not possible. You need at least $150,000 to $200,000 at the very least to build any kind of tiny house. And because you know that there's some price for bricks, for to set the foundation, the prices for the service, for developers, for foremen, for the whole team service, it's going higher with inflation. And you understand this, and you would not try to look for the development team that will build your house, both raw materials and services for $5,000 or $10,000, right? But there are some software founders that are trying to find a software development team or just freelancer that will build them a thing for $1,000, for $5,000, for $10,000, and all of these are mainly unreasonable prices these days for the software development, even smallest MVP version of your product. And you know why it's happening? Because software, it's writing code. There are mainly in most cases, no like hard, raw, physical, tangible raw materials involved, and that's why it seems like that's something that you can negotiate, that it's only about this time spent from some person, from the developer. And you know, to make this back and make it all tangible for you so you can understand what might be the proper prices for software development services, is that since the software developer prices went high since 2008-9 and now be low again, they are rising constantly. And since the coronavirus hit, prices rise, for example, in Ukraine and Poland almost 70%. Now on average, senior developer, depending on the experience, domain knowledge, the overall soft and management skills, might get between $4,000 and $7,000 per month after tax, clean net on hands. Now, if you calculate how much that will be, if let's imagine, and you know probably from my previous live streams that any kind of small MVP will take at least 6 to 12 weeks. So let's take an average 2 months. Also, development team would be at least 2 full-time developers for these 2 months, right? Front and back end of two full stacks, plus some design included, some workshops. So let's just assume that these 2 developers will work for 2 months for you with the whole development team, like project manager and everybody, for 2 months, and their salaries are $5,000. Let's take the kind of a middle point between $4,000 and $7,000. Just take $5,000. So just to pay the salaries after tax, not including the taxes, all the gross, all fixed price costs, it will just take $20,000 to pay the salaries to these guys. smart guys that will be able to do a high quality job for your MVP, right? I'm not talking freelancer, some student, but basically salaries are worldwide went high. Even in low cost countries like India and Venezuela, you will still get high cost rise since the last 3 years. So it will be just the cost, and then let's add another 30 to 50% margin on top of that for the agency, because you want to work with agents, not freelancers. With some agency that will provide you with a high quality service regardless of the developer or development team, and if developer goes sick, that agency will have a replacement, so that you will have on top of that, you will have at least to pay for any kind of even small MVP $30,000. So it makes sense to involve project manager, some design, workshop, retainers, and have like good reliable team on the background. So that's why are these costs. So now think, is it reasonable to ask even freelancer to build you some MVP for $5,000 or even for $10,000 if that MVP is going to be 3-6 months of the development? There's no reason. So now I know most of you are watching this and thinking about the software. Probably you have this common sense and understanding the idea behind how the pricing works for the software development services and for the MVP you need. So that's the point. And to make it tangible, if you know that building house will cost you at least $100,000 or $200,000, is because of the raw materials prices. In the development, software development, it's all based on the salaries of the developers. Yeah, on like general rule of thumb is to look for not the cheapest option. Don't be cheapo, you will lose. You will have to pay 5 times, and then you will pay more and get less and spend more time. But also don't look for the most expensive brandy boutique agency, world famous, because probably you will not get 10 times better results, experience by paying 10 times more. So you just need to find some good average, some good solution in the middle between these highs and low ends for the pricing, and you will be fine. And don't just try to go like the cheapest option, because you will not get the necessary results. So this is all that I wanted to convey to you today, the pricing. If you have any extra questions, or you just disagree with me and you say that, yeah, no, I built this for 1K and I'm pretty sure I can build one more time. Yeah, maybe you've been lucky with a good student, but I will promise you, after 6 months, you will have to find another developer to support your application, which might be that easy, and you will be surprised with the real price out there. So don't start cheap, because you will end up cheap and without no results. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that is useful for you. See you tomorrow, and remember, people need your